Thanks for doing the interview. You're the bass player in Irreversible Entanglements, and I'm trying to maybe introduce you a bit to the audience here. And you guys are doing the opening night with the video commission work, which we are super excited about.
Mm-hmm.
And also there will be some screenings happening on the other days in the daytime. Yeah.
Fantastic.
Could you tell us a bit about how you've been working with the commission?
With the commission, well, it's a complicated thing. Always with this band, when we create, because we're so intense. Also, with our sound and with our creativity, we have a lot of ideas that come through. So sometimes it can be a challenge.
Yeah, I definitely understand. I guess also now with the pandemic and everything, like getting together is even a challenge.
But the message will still come through in the music and in the words of Connect.
Yeah, that's cool. Could you talk a bit about some of the message that you're working with in the band? I read an interview that was um, that said that you guys were like this new sound of protest in revolution. What do you think about that statement?
Mm. Well, that's very kind, or um, very something,
Very something.
to be recognized as such. Um, if the words are from Kame, some of them are preordained, some of them are not ordained, but written before. And really, we have a on our brand new record. I believe the actual lyrics will be actually printed on there.
Okay,
So
that's cool.
the lyrics are being, um, I guess, more featured. So first of all, so people can have another way to sort of digest and understand the words, and can connect to the music through that a lot more, or allowing that pathway to be attached. So,
Do you think working with do you think working with lyrics and poetry as opposed to just working as an instrumental band, do you think that helps carry the message?
what do you mean? You're asking if working with lyrics helps to carry the band?
Well, more like the messages you convey, and also preordained messages. And do you think instrumental music in the same way can carry those messages, or do you think it is also
Um,
bound with lyrics?
right. I absolutely believe that those messages can be carried through instrumental music. And I guess sort of the way that I think about it is that the voice is also an instrument. So any music that's vocal is also instrumental music. There's this weird sort of misnomer of like vocals or otherwise, and the music ecosystem, the music industry is set up to where people are interested in either one or the other. A lot of times, although things are changing, but that's the sort of overall structure that we've existed under for a long time. The overall
Yeah.
thought structure, the overall taste structure
Yeah.
that the music industry
Yeah.
determines. So yeah, I think that both approaches are valid. Not none is more valid than the other in terms of vocals or not vocals. Again, voice is just another instrument in an ensemble, and in a context like this, we are interacting with another instrument. So,
Do you think
yeah.
free jazz is the right word to use of the music?
Uh, maybe that might not be for me to say,
No.
but I would say rather that we are working within a lot of very specific traditions, but
Yeah.
also obviously trying to put our own perspective um, and our own experiences into that tradition of improvisation. But it also within that tradition, within this contemporary ecosystem of that tradition and all of its branches, um, I think that this band is definitely an important, um, for me, has been an important way of connecting to that tradition that we're all inspired by, um, whether you call it whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
um, and also to be, it's taught us to be open to to the possibilities of music and not to not to close ourselves off. And we hope that people are inspired to do the same when listening to us, to not close themselves off to a sound or to a message, but to stay open.
Do you think that's still an urgency today? Like, do you think it's still valid today with with like jazz and the tradition and the roots, as also like you mentioned
Hmm.
before, like how the industry works and also just history in general.
Hmm. Um, so, and you're asking me how?
Like if there's still the same urgency in like improvised music today as when it started.
Okay. Creativity and also what they're doing with the options that they have, um, before them. Everybody has a choice, but not everybody has options. Is the saying that something I always say. Um, and so in this music, we we have to. It calls for individual development on the instrument, and also within your individual development within a particular environment. Um, and basically, you jump off of a cliff and see what happens.
Yeah.
But you put your arms out and try to redirect where you go within that free fall, to use a weird analogy.
Now it's
But
like
yeah, that's what it is. I think the urgency comes from within. The urgency comes from the environment in which the music is being made. The urgency and relevancy uh, comes from the culmination of those realizations on an individual and environmental level.
thank you. Yeah,
Um,
cool. Yeah, just last I would like to ask you, because I'm starting a youth club at the venue that we have the festival on next year.
nice.
Yeah, and I wanted to ask you if you have any advice you wanted to give kids today in general?
To musicians.
Well, it's a youth club, and the theme will be like programming music and all sorts of things. But I think just in
Mm.
general, like growing up today in the society in this society that we have today.
Hmm.
If you have any
Well,
advice?
I would say sort of the same as what I said before, is just to not close yourself off. Don't make music a dogmatic exercise.
Yeah,
Don't make music an exercise in rules. Let music free your mind. Let music be a resource for everlasting openness and tolerance and thus transcendence, because these are all steps toward transcendence. Yes, that's what I would say to the youth.
great.
All right.
Thank you so much for talking to me. And yeah, I hope we'll be able to see you guys live here at the venue someday.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
cool. And good luck catching your flight.
Yeah, yeah, for real. I
Yeah.
gotta go see about that actually.
Okay. Take care, Luke.
Peace, peace.
Bye.